Hey, welcome to Player Profiler News Primetime. I'm your host, Jeremiah Retzlaff. We'll be gripping and ripping the NFL draft, all the fallout that we've had. There's plenty of exciting news. We have bullish, bearish elements. We have winners, losers. We have risers, fallers. Things are real right now because we've just been playing this fake game within our fake game. And now we have landing spots to prove it and to speculate on now until September. We will start off with the NFL draft. So let's talk about winners, losers in the NFL draft. I'm going to start off with the winners. We like to talk about the positives. Granted, we could talk about plenty of what's happened with Shedeur Sanders. We can get to Shedeur Sanders in a bit, but let's just focus on the number one overall pick, Cam Ward. Cam Ward to the Tennessee Titans. It was never a doubt. Number one pick overall. A partial winner along with Cam Ward is the fact that Calvin Ridley is a huge winner for the Tennessee Titans, but I actually subtly really like the situation that Cam Ward is landing in. Now, they went and got Alec Eomanor in the fourth round, and while it may not be good for Alec Eomanor's stock, I think that's just a tremendous target for Cam Ward to start his rookie season opposite of Calvin Ridley. It can take some heat off of Calvin Ridley. Remember, Calvin Ridley, number one in unrealized in air yards last year. So Calvin Ridley, there's a lot more meat on the bone to be had. And Cam Ward is just going to be able to grip and rip and throw the football all day. He's got support of Tajay Spears and Tony Pollard out of the backfield, just easy dump off targets when Cam Ward is in trouble. And I really like Xavier Restrepo, even with the 4.8 40, not getting drafted and ending up signing later with the Titans. That reunion over the middle, I think, is going to be very beneficial for the Tennessee Titans. And Chico Okonkwo, he does get Gunnar Helm over there to compete, but I'm not too worried about Gunnar Helm. I think Gunnar Helm could be a more effective blocker, while Chico Okonkwo does more of the sexy fantasy stuff. So I'm big on Cam Ward's landing spot. Very bullish. Even though you may have liked to have seen more weapons go his way, you just have to think in comparison. Pre-NFL draft, Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders. Who's had the better run out so far? It's absolutely Cam Ward. So I'm very, very excited about Cam Ward's outlook into 2025. We want fantasy goodness. Cam Ward will be right around round 12, round 13, in the early teens in your underdog best ball drafts. In Dynasty, you're absolutely gripping and ripping the 103, maybe the 102. If you're at the 102 and you're quarterback needy, maybe you can move back one or two picks and still come away with Cam Ward, because people are going to be thirsty, of course, for Ashton Jeanty at 101. That's already spoken for. And then you're going to have Omarion Hampton, Travion Henderson go 2 and 3. Of course, Travis Hunter, predominantly a wide receiver with the Cleveland Browns. There's a lot there to unpack. Another winner from Cleveland is Jerry Jeudy, David Njoku. I love that Jerry Jeudy. He's going to have Travis Hunter there with him. And then David Njoku ends up only having Harold Fannin Jr. as competition. The Harold Fannin Jr. Truthers are going to be all about him in year one. I think it's going to be a wait and see more year 2, year 3, where Fannin Jr. can learn from David Njoku. Now, I happen to have a take that David Njoku will be a top 3 tight end in 2025. So I do have a little bit of room for bias there. But I got to say, Harold Fannin Jr. is the perfect player to develop right behind David Njoku. David Njoku, 8.8 targets last season, 11 games played. He plays 17 games. He's there tied with Brock Bowers in targets. It's all a bunch of ifs, but that puts it into perspective towards what David Njoku could possibly be. I think David Njoku can fall into the top 3 tight ends next year. Now, another huge winner I'm really excited about, C.J. Stroud. Remember, last year, C.J. Stroud was going in round 5, round 6 on underdog, the mid-single digits. It seemed like his price was overheated. C.J. Stroud was one of the elite quarterbacks that you wanted. But I remember Round 8, 9, 10, it was the Dax, the Kyler Murrays, the Joe Burrows. Now it's flipped this year. Joe Burrow's all the way up in those mid-single digits with CJ Stroud falling down. But look what's come for CJ Stroud. He gets Jaden Higgins, another archetype outside boundary wide receiver to complement Nico Collins. Jalen Noel, the Iowa State teammate of Jaden Higgins, who can carve things up in the middle, in the slot. He's versatile. Woody Marks, a perfect PPR third down back who can complement Joe Mixon. And Joe Mixon, his final month of the season, really showed some wear and tear. So I really like the support that Woody Marks can bring. I'd liken somebody like Brashard Smith to go to Houston, but Woody Marks fits the bill 100%. So just some good moves for the Houston Texans. CJ Stroud, a big rebound. They really needed to boost their offense, and now things are looking up big time. So an absolute winner is CJ Stroud. Another winner, RJ Harvey, Denver Broncos, round 2 draft capital, usurped Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson, I still love. We love the landing spot. Caleb Johnson, to me, is a winner with the Pittsburgh Steelers, but you get RJ Harvey in that Denver role. Age, forget about it. Age 24, I'm looking at a 4-year contract to age 28. The next 4 years, a lot is going to happen. There'll be another presidential election. That's how far out we are. And when people are talking about second contract, being age 29, that to me is just absolutely irrelevant. Give me 4 prime years. These guys are in their mid-20s, some in the late 20s if they take care of their body. They can really stand up and hold up. So I'm all about some RJ Harvey in 2025. And for some reason, Sean Payton, when he went out and kind of reached for Bo Nix, he caught a lot of heat for it. But you have to remember the result was tremendous. So you got to trust what Sean Payton has done. I was really reflecting on what Sean Payton has done in the last couple of years with Russell Wilson having to politically get him out to a degree with how things were with Russell Wilson. It was falling apart, transitioning from that, getting himself a stable franchise quarterback. Bo Nix wasn't the highest on people's boards. RJ Harvey in fantasy land, very high, but we had RJ Harvey more RB6 to RB10 in that second tier, but now he's matriculated way up, and it'll be a matter of, are you going RJ Harvey in rookie drafts or Omarion Hampton? It's a real decision that you're going to have to make. It's a bullish spot. You love to see it. Javonte Williams last year, 70 targets, had plenty of receiving game usage. Javonte Williams just was not efficient. So now you put somebody who can be efficient, has more speed, hasn't been sapped by the injury bug in RJ Harvey. I'm all about that. So we've been projecting. We talked about Travion Henderson. We talked about Omarion Hampton to Denver. We run that exercise. That exercise is still fruitful. Now we just input RJ Harvey, who we love, to a bullish Denver landing spot. And that's where you're seeing in rookie drafts, RJ Harvey steam way up. And see, I already mentioned Cam Ward. Next on my list for winners, Chase Brown. The Ohio State running backs, it was Judkins, it was Travion Henderson. They had visited the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals were really looking at other running backs. I'm a huge fan of Chase Brown, and I really thought he was going to get nuked. It was really looking bad for him, and now he survives. He just has the one running back. It was 6th round, Taj Brooks. Taj Brooks, he's somebody I was bearish on pre-NFL draft, but you do have to consider Taj Brooks possibly usurping Zach Moss and complementing Chase Brown. Something about Taj Brooks that I did in a rookie write-up. I noticed Taj Brooks likes to be patient, almost too patient, like Le'Veon Bell. And Taj Brooks doesn't really have that speed to stop all the way and then restart. Something with Taj Brooks I also noticed, when he gets to the second level, it seems like there's a governor on how fast Taj Brooks is for breakaway speed. But I have to check my biases and look at Chase Brown. In the Cincinnati Bengals, It's a bullish offense tied to Joe Burrow. So you're telling me you're one injury away in the Bengals offense? I think you have to look at Taj Brooks. But in the meantime, Chase Brown absolutely dodged some bullets. So you got to be very, very happy with that. Big winner, Chase Brown. We will get to our losers in a moment, but first, we need to hear from the Podfather.
Rookie. It's all about rookie talk in fantasy football right now. So why not go use all that knowledge to do something other than a mock draft? Chris Jimino won $8,000 with just 2 teams last year, and each draft took 5 minutes. That's pretty good ROI. You can start doing rookie drafts for money today on Fast Draft. The Origins tournament is live. It is the place to go and monetize your knowledge of rookies and use your favorite Player Profiler host promo code for a $25 deposit match. Now let's go start drafting faster.
And that is tremendous. There you have it from the Podfather. Fast Draft. Use that code down in the bottom. Let's see, where do I got to point? I got to point that direction. $50 deposit match. Use Coach Retzlaff1. The beauty is with Origins, you get to practice your rookie drafts in real time. Where Best Ball has come along and allowed us to draft all off season, the Fast Draft app with the Origins tournament has really cornered the market on these rookie drafts. It's a beautiful thing to see. I'm very impressed with it. And I love it. You get a sharper read on your rookie drafts. So as you play in these rookie tournaments, you can see in real time how things have shifted post NFL draft. Got a couple people in here. Jamie, good evening. Glad to see you. Love to see you. Pete is working real hard on some player blurbs for the Player Profiler Draft Kit. Be on the lookout for that. And then Mike, love to see you, Mike. What's good in the neighborhood? Mike did his last show with me 2 weeks ago. He's working with FSAN. I got the pleasure to still work with him on Dynasty Pulse. I miss you, Mike. Love you so much. Good to have you in the building. Let's go to our losers. I told you I'd talk about it. Shedeur Sanders is a loser just from the standpoint of round 1 draft capital. We had seen possibly it was Raiders at 6, Saints at 9, Steelers at 21. And you could see a late round 1 slide for Shedeur Sanders coming. Okay, maybe the last couple days beforehand. But then it was a complete shift to day 2. And then you're thinking, well, some team will get into the top 40 or those early 30s picks and trade up and get Shedeur Sanders. Yeah, it's a drop, but second round isn't the worst thing. It lasts until day 3, not even round 4. You got to think about from day 1 to day 2, 33 in round 2, teams have all those hours to talk, get on the phone, see a player that they have on their board, and go trade for them. The same thing applies day 2 to day 3 for whoever has the 401. And nobody wanted to move up and get Shedeur Sanders. He kept falling, and Shedeur Sanders falls to the 5th round. Now, we've seen Mel Kiper. He's argued till the cows come home, Reese Davis. There's an endless stream of information about what happened with Shedeur Sanders. My take, though, is are things going to work going forward? In the locker room, Shedeur Sanders has an opportunity to show up day 1, humble, hard work, and be receptive to what the coaches have to say, go out there and show love. And his teammates, the teammates don't lie. Teammates, whether they rally around Shedeur Sanders, will tell us everything we need to know about the path Shedeur Sanders is on. 5th round pick, where he's lost is 3rd round Dylan Gabriel. So it's not just an automatic that Shedeur Sanders is going to have anything given to him. So really, he will have to earn it. I believe he can, but he does have to take where he's at and work hard today, because really nothing at this point in the NFL is being given to him. So a loser for Shedeur Sanders, but you could be a winner with how far he can fall in your Dynasty rookie drafts. Now for losers, I'm going to put the thirds are worth so much, bro, analysis. The thirds are great. They're fun to have in volume, but we're not getting near the amount of starters that we thought we were going to get in the 3rd round. So we thought we could just print plenty of starters and backfields the way they ended up. They're more high upside plays the way the third round slots right now. So I would just give a brief pause to some of our pre-draft analysis that, hey, thirds are worth so much. They're the new seconds. I think we're gonna come out with some hits from the third round that years from now we will look back and love. I think it's tempered the expectation a little bit. You're gonna want to sharpen up on those first 2 rounds for what's there. Today, I just made a move, and let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. Last year, I had traded away my first round pick for this year. Tried to win now. Mike Evans. I lost in the semifinals, if I remember right. Don't have a first round pick. I take my 26 first. With the 204, Trey Harris is still on the board. Hey, time value of money. I sent my 26 first away. I've got Trey Harris at the 204. The people in the group chat, they're stuck and held up on the 204. And I'm sitting here thinking, Trey Harris should not have been there at the 204. I'll give you my 26 first. This time next year, Trey Harris, I contend, will be worth more than a 26 first, especially braggadociously. It'll be a late first for my end because I'm a contender. I'm in a win now mode for that. My next loser, this one should be obvious, is for Ramondre Stevenson. Travion Henderson comes to town, round 2. Will we get some usage? Will best ball stabs be worth it for Ramondre Stevenson? Absolutely. But Travion Henderson is the dynamic running back. Fresh set of wheels. It's a Travion Henderson show in New England, paired with Drake May. Take advantage of any bias against the old, boring New England offense and get yourself some New England Patriots. Don't let Travion Henderson, I almost said Trey Harris, don't let Travion Henderson's landing spot to New England stymie you in any way. He's attached to Drake May. Good things are on the way. Another loser, though, Damian Martinez, falling all the way to round 7. I've just gotten word that Damian Martinez, I almost said Damian Harris, I was thinking of New England, has some off-field trouble that could be keeping him lower in the draft as to what we saw for round 7. So that's my losers. Damian Martinez. Oh, and one last loser, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott doesn't come away with a wide receiver. It came out today that Dallas was really hot on Tetairoa McMillan. So that's a really tough look, tough outcome. And he went to the Panthers. What can you say? But then no running backs come in behind Dak Prescott. So it's the Javonte and the Miles Sanders show. I'm just concerned that if the Cowboys continue to struggle, the weight of everything is going to fall on Dak Prescott's shoulders, and he will be the scapegoat in Dallas, an easy target for one of the most recognizable franchises. So very tough run out for Dak Prescott. So a subtle loser there. Now I want to go to bullish and bearish.
0-1. M.O. Come on.
So my bullish outcome, it's Trey Harris. I'm very high on Trey Harris. I just told you how I traded for him. Trey Harris, big yards per route run, excellent against man. There's all this talk about, did Jaxson Dart make Trey Harris, or was it the opposite? I just see an absolute hooper and a baller. I traded my 26 first for the 204. Trey Harris was still there. In the Chargers offense, opposite Lab McConkey, tied to Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is an all-around winner as well. You could not be happier to have Justin Herbert in Dynasty. Just last year, had you bought low on Justin Herbert when it didn't feel good, you are just reaping the profits and the benefit. So really big get there for Trey Harris and the Chargers. It's an excellent pairing. And just the bullish nature, again, towards Justin Herbert being a winner, it's Omarion Hampton. Omarion Hampton and Najee Harris in the backfield for Justin Herbert. He has to be elated. A tremendous upgrade from Kamani Vidal, J.K. Dobbins, and Gus Edwards. It was like Baltimore West with just a little bit weaker draft capital adding in Kamani Vidal. So huge get for the Chargers. They really are going to reap the benefits of having Trey Harris and Ladd McConkey. I don't think it pulls down Ladd McConkey in any way. I think just more fantasy goodness can be had for the Chargers. So Trey Harris, big winner. I'm hoping I'm a big winner with that trade that I made because, hey, I've got a rookie draft going live right now, just as all of you are starting to have those unfold. And then bearish, I hate to say this, but for year one, it's going to be Emeka Egbuka. Emeka Egbuka really just going to Tampa Bay. He's a redundant asset. I can tell you a dream story. You can always tell a positive, bullish story on players. And this is what I'll say. I'll say that maybe, just maybe, with Jalen McMillan, Emeka Egbuka, you can have Jalen McMillan try and replace somebody like Mike Evans when he goes. And then for Chris Godwin, Emeka Egbuka can kind of become the Chris Godwin in a couple of years. But right now, year one, it's very tough to generate 20% target share for Emeka Egbuka. It's very tough to give anything other than, hey, maybe he might get 15% target share, maybe some spike week games. But in redraft, when you're trying to set a lineup, it's going to be very tough for Emeka Egbuka. I saw Emeka Egbuka, though, go at the 111, right at the back of the first round in the rookie draft that I'm in. So still the stock is high, but maybe just a little bit hammered down from that 108 range, 109. So he's just sliding down just a little bit. Might be able to fall into early round 2, depending on the tenor of the drafts that you're in. But Baker Mayfield is the absolute winner from all that. A rising tide lifts all boats. And that's where I see Baker Mayfield being a huge winner. So while we have Emeka Egbuka, it's bad for him. The addition of Emeka Egbuka, who's a tremendous talent, especially in PPR leagues, is going to benefit Baker Mayfield. So there you have it, folks. We are very excited and happy to have all our winners. We have our losers. There's going to be initial reads where we're correct, initial reads where we're absolutely wrong. But right now, it's a neat time. It's very raw. ADP will settle in about 5 days to a week. And there could be some bargains that you get today that you won't be able to get next week. So go out, happy hunting, be aggressive. If you have conviction on some of your players and you've seen bullish signal after the NFL draft, by all means, go for it. We will see you next week.
From the Podfather to you, I deeply appreciate you tuning in. And many ask, what can I do? What can I do to help support the hosts, the research they do, the production costs? Go to playerprofiler.com, Dynasty Deluxe, World Famous Draft Kit, Rankings, DFS Dominator, and of course, data analysis. Subscribe to any one of those, and you support all of us and take Player Profiler to the moon.